anniversary Buddy Walk and Family Festival, which you know is one of the best family events in the Commonwealth, where people with Down syndrome and their families come together to celebrate the lives of our loved ones with Down syndrome. So thank you for being here. And thank you, Heather. We're just so happy to have you here in Boston 25 News. As you may know, our theme this year is called Count Me In. So please, everybody together, can we say it so everybody hears us? Count me in. One more time, count me in. Okay, when people are looking for someone who will stand up for what's right, what can we say? Count me in. When people are interviewing candidates for a job opportunity, what do you say? Count me in. If you want to change the world with a can-do attitude, what do you say? Count me in. That's right. All people with Down syndrome and their families want to be counted and deserve to be included. It's also why we're so happy to have Governor Baker here today, because it shows us that we can count on him too. Woo! It's National Down Syndrome Awareness Month, but what you might not know, it's also National Disability Employment Awareness Month. And employment is very important to our loved ones, as you know. So it's very fitting to have Governor Baker here to highlight what Massachusetts is doing in this realm and the many contributions people with Down syndrome make to the workplace. We are fortunate here in Massachusetts that we've been at the forefront nationwide of progressive policies to give people with disabilities real opportunities to work, build savings, and have critical protections. As the premier Down syndrome organization across the state, MDSC has a new program called Your Next Star. It has its own website, and when we launched it, we've already met with over 150 employers across the state to let them know the true value that people with Down syndrome bring to the workplace. We also have passed some very important legislation, the ABLE Act, which we were thrilled to be with Governor Baker.
Yeah, I got it.
And now you can save for your future just like everybody else. So we also wanted to thank the governor for providing the highest level funding ever for the Turning 22 program. This is an important tool for transitioning individuals with disabilities into adult services. Very, very important. And we know people with Down syndrome are living longer than ever before. So the MDSC not only has to help newer families when they first get a diagnosis, but we have to be there during early intervention, during the school years, during transition, and also during adulthood. And we're working hard each and every day for you, with you, so that you have the important and critical resources that you need. And Governor Baker has been so kind to include an appropriation in the state budget to help fund those many important programs and services. So we are so, so thrilled to have him here today. He is undoubtedly one of the hardest workers at the State House. However, we have two guests I'm about to introduce that the governor now has some competition. We are delighted to introduce these next two individuals who, according to the Metro West Daily News, John Anton and Melissa Riley, are, according to the paper, the most dedicated people at the Massachusetts State House. And we are delighted. We are delighted to have them here today to introduce Governor Baker. Melissa and John.
Hydrate before you get a big stroke. It's very important. I saw you. My name is I have been. I have been working at the State House for many years. I'm now working with Senator L'Italien's office, and I'm also a legislative specialist for the Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress. It was more. It was more than 10 years ago that I helped to advocate for changing the name of the Department of Mental Retardation to the Department of Developmental Services. Today is my great honor to be here to introduce Governor Baker, whose support has helped the Mass Down Syndrome Congress launch the important programs such as our new Your Next Star Employment Initiative that helps people like me to find jobs. Governor Baker, with your leadership, we continue to have amazing accomplishments to celebrate. Thank you.
Can everybody hear me okay? Great. Hi, I am Melissa, and I'm a little nervous. I am so lucky to work in the State House for State Senator Jamie Eldridge, and I love my job. Like John said, our community has so much to celebrate this year. Because of the ABLE Act, we, my peers and I, can finally save for our future. It was a big honor to be there when Governor Baker launched the Attainable Savings Plan through MIFA and Fidelity this past May. The governor has been very supportive of the MDSC and the much needed funding for many of our important programs, like our Self-Advocate Advisory Council. And I am so proud to be a member of SAC. Thank you, Governor Baker. We are so happy to have you here with us today. Now, everyone, please join me in welcoming our champion and friend, Governor Charlie Baker.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Did John and Melissa do a great job or what? I just want to say to all the folks in the yellow shirts and all the folks who are here and all the folks who've been part of this walk, you are the champions. You are the ones who keep this issue where it belongs, in front of all of us making public policy. And I just want to say that, yes, it's very important that we as a community count you in, but I want you to know that you can count on all of us up here on the stage to be there for you. And we take these issues very seriously. We know how important your community is to our Commonwealth of Mass. We know the contributions that you and your family members make every single day to make this state great. And we look forward to the opportunities that we'll have in the future to continue to build on the success we've had so far. But mostly today, what I want to say is I hope you all have a wonderful day on such a beautiful day. And it's pretty clear that the weather did not dampen anyone's spirits here. And again, you can count us in to be there for you and to make sure that you have the help and the support that you and your family members need to be successful. God bless.
Good afternoon. My name is Judd DePew. I'm the board chair of the MDSC, and I have the privilege of being with you today. I need to thank Governor Baker for his kind remarks and the fact that he has counted himself in. We appreciate his commitment to giving people with Down syndrome and other disabilities the opportunities to work and the necessary protections so they can live safe and meaningful lives in our community. I'd also like to recognize a number of the dedicated legislators and special guests who essentially bring us together today and bring so much to our cause and purpose. So I'd like to, if I may, I'm going to call their names, ask them to stand, and when I finish, I'd ask that you join me in recognizing their contribution and help. We are pleased to have Representative Brad Jones, the House Majority Leader, with us today. Senator Jason Lewis, Representative Paul Brodeur, Representative Donald Wong, our MDSC honorary board members Janet and Christopher Vinci, and Department of Developmental Services Deputy Assistant Commissioner Victor Hernandez. All of these good folk have counted themselves in as well. I'd like to introduce a special guest that we're fortunate to have with us today. She joins us from Washington, D.C. Sarah Hart-Weir is the President and CEO of the National Down Syndrome Society. Under her leadership, the NDSS led the bipartisan advocacy effort to pass the landmark ABLE Act and grow the Buddy Walk program, which we have participated in for 21 years. By the way, 21 years in this very spot. At the MDSC, we have been fortunate to enjoy a long-standing collaboration and synergy with our national partner at NDSS and the woman who leads it. In fact, both of our organizations, recognizing the need for change in the employment arena, independently launched our own employment campaigns. And just this week, our Executive Director, Maureen Gallagher, led a delegation of our members to Washington and Capitol Hill to lobby for disability policies alongside NDS advocates and Sarah from around the country. Please welcome to the stage, Sarah Hart-Weir.
I'm a little shorter than the governor. How's everyone doing? Okay, we can do a little bit better than that. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much. Thank you to Maureen, to Judd, the entire staff of MDSC and the entire board of directors and honorary board. What you do for the state of Massachusetts is absolutely incredible, and I am completely honored to be a partner with Maureen and the entire team. Let's give them a round of applause. As Judd mentioned, NDSS has a long-standing partnership with the leadership and the staff and the members of MDSC. This year has been quite an exciting year at the National Down Syndrome Society. We actually changed our mission statement. We are now the leading human rights organization for all individuals with Down syndrome. We really feel as an organization and as a community representing individuals with Down syndrome in all corners of this great country that the only thing that stops people with Down syndrome are these archaic, outdated laws. And with the partnership of MDSC and NDSS, we're going to change these laws and once and for all let individuals with Down syndrome live meaningful, healthy, happy lives. So John, you want to come up here? So my friend John and I go way, way back. I actually met him about 5-6 years ago when I was speaking at your local conference. And John asked me to get him a position in Washington, D.C. And at the time, I wasn't the president of the organization. I was our VP of advocacy. And John really wanted to come intern in the White House. And I said, John, I'm not that good, but I can help you get a position in Washington. So John actually came to DC and he actually lived with me for a couple of months, and I told Judd earlier that he should definitely make his mean meatloaf at one of your next board meetings. It's definitely out of this world. But John came and he interned for Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers, the GOP conference chair, who also happens to have an adorable son, Cole, with Down syndrome. So John and I go way back, and it's because of self-advocates that are walking the walk and talking the talk that we're able to get things like the ABLE Act done in Washington and in state capitals across the country. So as Maureen and Judd mentioned, we actually had quite an exciting week in Washington this Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We sent a delegation to Gettysburg. We had a program talking about employment. We had a pop-up restaurant where John was the maitre d', and the entire restaurant was owned and operated by people with Down syndrome. It was amazing. And we spent the last day on Capitol Hill meeting with our congressional delegations, advancing employment for opportunities for people with Down syndrome. Well, as part of that effort, we actually launched a new campaign. The campaign is really based on the premise that Down syndrome doesn't stop our folks. It's the law that holds them back. So we launched our new, what's it called, John?
Law syndrome.
Law syndrome campaign. So we're going to ask the audience to do something for us, right?
Yes.
Take out your cell phones.
Please take out your cell phones.
Mine's in here somewhere. I need everybody to take out your phones and pull up your text message app. And we're going to text to this number, 52886, and put in the words, law syndrome. By doing that, you're going to follow John's path and Melissa's path and every individual with Down syndrome's path to create meaningful, competitive, not just jobs, but careers for people with Down syndrome. And as part of that effort, does everybody send in their text message? John, will you hold this mic for me? We actually have a symbol that everybody can join in from around the country and help us do social media. And this symbol for Law syndrome is pretty simple. John, you want to demonstrate what the symbol entails?
It's basically your fingers crossed.
And everybody help John. Let's put up our fingers and we're going to take one big Law syndrome picture. All right, keep them up. All right, well, thank you all so much. Thank you for joining on our journey of advocacy and change, and thank you to MDSC. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, John. As anyone from New England knows, Dunkin' Donuts isn't just about donuts. It's about coffee as well. But Dunkin' Donuts is also about something even more important, supporting our loved ones with Down syndrome. Thanks to the generous funding from Dunkin's and Baskin-Robbins Joy and Childhood Foundation, the MDSC has been able to launch a new program, MDSC Cares. MDSC Cares is a support program for families with child with Down syndrome experiencing an extended hospital stay or other ongoing complex medical treatment situations. Through the initiative and the leadership of our Family Support Director, Sarah Cullen, who joins us on stage today. Sarah, you're with us, eh? The MDSC provides support, visitation, and a care package for each family. Sarah, will you please join me in presenting this award? Yep. We are delighted to have with us Mr. Victor Carvalho, representing the Joy in Childhood Foundation. Victor, please join us and receive your award.
I'm honored and humbled to be here today representing the Joy in Childhood Foundation, accepting this award, and all the Dunkin' Donuts franchisees. It's an honor to be associated with such a great cause. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Victor Carvalho of the Joy Foundation. And if that wasn't enough, our community has also received incredible support from the Duncan Angel Little Network. Christopher and James Angel Little have been steadfast supporters of the MDSC Buddy Walk program for many years, since their grandson and nephew, Drew Thompson, was born with Down syndrome. Today, we'd like to present them with an award for their dedication and support to help individuals with Down syndrome achieve their full potential. Christopher and James, please join us and accept this year's Helping Hand Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Maureen and I now share a very special opportunity, which is to essentially recognize the people that have really made today possible in a very meaningful way, the people whose dedication and commitment has allowed them to bring together a great deal of support and energy and passion around our effort today. So we are here to introduce the Top 5 Buddy Walker Team Awards, and I'm going to have Maureen make the start of that talk.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. We're almost ready. Thank you for your patience. I just want to thank all of you who came here today. You are what the MDSC is all about. It's just so wonderful to see you here with your wagons and your strollers and your children and your extended families. And I know some of you have people fly in from other states to be here. So we're just so happy to have you here. We know each of you have your own story, and those special stories mean so much to all of us. I just want to thank you all for your dedication and hard work, because without you, we couldn't be what we are as an organization and as a community. I also wanted to mention that a few of our teams here are here for a very special reason, to celebrate the lives of a loved one that they lost this past year. And we just want them to know that all of us wrap our arms around you. We're so happy you're here to celebrate the lives and that for someone who is very important to you, that we know is here in spirit today. So we have a memory tree. So you know our walk is around 3 miles around the lake. There are shuttles, so if you get tired, you can take a shuttle back to here. But at the very end of the walk, you'll see there's an area with a memory tree. So if there's someone that you know and you loved that was a buddy walker but isn't able to be here today, and you want to think about them, we had a special plaque made this year, and we want you to feel good about stopping there.
We are now very pleased to recognize the teams that stand at the top of the list of our fundraisers this year. These groups have all done an amazing job, and the MDSC truly could not do the work that we try to do without their effort, their support, and their commitment. So we thank all of them. Now I'd like to ask the top 5 teams to join me at the front here to accept awards. Please welcome Philip Donahue from Team Donahue, Danielle and Drew Thompson from Drew's Crew, Danielle Dakotas and her son Matthew and the rest of their family from Matthew's Troops, Ozgi Kasal-Getkin from Talan's Troopers and her husband Eric and their two children, Talan and Eltan. And Julian Fahey from Maddie Moo's magnificent crew and her husband Matt and their two sons, Matthew and Sean.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Okay. What's that? What's that? What? Okay. Good. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. We owe special thanks to our Buddy Walk Chair, Steve and Linda Rogie, who will host the Walk After Party, and to the entire Buddy Walk Committee, who worked tireless to plan the event today. We need to thank the town of Wakefield for the wonderful hospitality, especially Mary Ray, our long-term MDSC member who lives here in Wakefield. We thank the Board of Directors, the Honorary Board and the Management Team who pulled all this together today. And most importantly, we thank you. We thank you for being here with us today, our walkers and team captains for your dedication and making a difference in the lives of all people with Down syndrome. Please give yourselves a big round of applause. All of you have counted yourselves in.
All right, I think it is the moment that we have all been waiting for. Who's excited? All right, so to help us count down to the walk, we're going to count to 10. I'd like to invite back Governor Baker, Melissa, John, Matt, and anybody else who wants to join in, all right? You ready? Governor Baker, because you're the tallest, I'll let you hold the microphone, okay? We're going to count to 10, and at 10, start walking by the balloon, okay? Ready? Go. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,